We are back here on Girl Talk. We have been joined by our friend RogerDaly. It's great to see you.
Great to see you.
A newlywed, but I also want to say hello to you.
Good morning.
You were just putting along so that to say hi and visiting the neighborhood.
And I made it here on time.
And you made it here on time. It's
Almost.
so good to see you. How are you? And what's married life like?
Oh, I'm doing great, and married life is great.
That's a loaded question.
Yeah, it's great. Everything's great, but business is just staying busy here in the Lowcountry. I think everybody can see how busy the island's been. Coming in on a Saturday, it's backed up, and the restaurants all have a wait.
Love it.
Yep, it's great.
So let's talk real estate. Let's talk inventory. It's really been interesting. I'm hearing, because I do design too, I'm hearing homes that are potentially going to be on the market and what we will potentially be doing.
Are people
when
striking it while it's hot?
Oh.
Is that kind of what's happening?
Yeah, so yes. The market's up right now. It's up a good bit, maybe close to 10% over the past year. And you're seeing sellers, maybe some sellers that wanted to downsize eventually, finding, it's a good time to do that.
Yep.
And I can get a good price for my home and then find something else, and it's a good time to downsize. So you're seeing stuff like that, but what we're seeing is a lot of buyers come to the area.
I love that.
We're seeing high demand.
From all over the country or different regions?
I think so, but Hilton Head's always had high demand, and now it's even higher. With all the social distancing activities you can do outside.
Sure.
With people working from home, they're staying here maybe 3 weeks instead of one, and it's just it's a beautiful place to live.
What's interesting for me is every house that I go in now, when people are talking to you or realtors or whatever, they're like, are there learning stations? Are there places that I can work remotely? I mean, don't you think that's a big draw now for people in their homes?
For sure. And just no snow.
Yes.
You can be outdoors all year round. You're not crowded in a city, where it's cold or it's snowing. So I think there's just a lot of factors that draw people here regardless for retirees and from the north. But now you're just seeing it even, magnified.
Well, and I wondered about that. It seems to me, and tell me what you think, or if you've had this experience where people will come and look, and if they were going to retire like 10 years, they're going ahead and saying, you know what? I may only be 43, but I'm going to do it now.
Right.
Do you see that a lot?
Oh, yeah. Yes, definitely. Especially with the rates being low.
Yeah.
And it's like a cheap time to borrow money. And it's easy to get a renter in there, whether it be short-term renters for a condo or long-term renters for a place like Sun City, or Margaritaville or something like that. We're just seeing, people, it's a good time to borrow money.
Okay.
And rentals are hot. So, why not buy a place here, get some renters in there, then by the time I move down here in 2 to 3 years, I have all that rental income to do all the upgrades I want.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Do you pretty much sell all over the Lowcountry? Do you specialize in certain areas?
Yes and yes.
I'll have that one and that one.
I'm everywhere from the south end, condos. I do a lot of investment condos, helping investors out with vacation rentals and investment properties down here.
Okay.
All the way out to Beaufort. I work over in
fun.
Beaufort, Jasper County, and of course Bluffton. I deal with a lot of first-time home buyers.
Sure.
So I deal with a lot of properties out in Bluffton area, Buckwalter 170 area.
So where are the hip, cool places?
Right, the up-and-comings.
Scoop. That's Dumpling.
There's a cat. Don't mind her.
It's Dumpling.
Squirrels, cats.
The up-and-comings for Bluffton or Hilton Head? Bluffton?
Sure, both.
So Bluffton, I don't know if you've heard about it, but there's this new division going in by Sea Turtle or the cinemas. It's Washington Square.
Ooh.
It's kind of going to be like a new promenade, like Old Town.
Yeah.
So that's
nice.
I just saw the street lights. I pass it every day going to the gym, and I just saw the street lights are on. So
Washington Square.
That'll probably breathe some life into that whole center.
Yeah, Buckwalter. I mean, all home, for home values,
hopping.
anticipating home values to rise with, the development going in with Washington Square. And it's going to be very similar to the promenade, where you're going to have mixed use, you're going to have businesses with apartments
I love
above,
that too.
a golf cart ride in from, Woodbridge, golf cart ride in. You can do the back Innovation Way over by the bowling alley.
Yes.
And they're connecting that. So it's going to be...
fun.
It's going to be an interesting up-and-coming little area over there. Fun
I
stuff
love
over
it.
going on.
We're like on the cutting edge.
We are. Hot off the press.
Yeah, what about Hilton Head? What are you seeing people interested in?
Hilton Head, I think, everything. Yeah, but condos that you can short-term rent.
Okay.
Because some condos associations have restrictions on short and long-term renters, long-term meaning 6 months or more. So I think, any condos that you can rent vacation-wise, being, Palmetto Dunes and Sea Pines and Shipyard and over in Coligny, very high demand right now.
Now's the time.
Very high demand.
Are there bidding wars happening?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's got to be nerve-wracking, I would think.
Every property's different. Every seller's different. Every buyer's different. Sometimes, I'm proactive. Sometimes I've been in homes recently. I'm the first one to see it, and I can get a good, strong offer in and get it accepted. Other times we're saying, highest and best by May 10th, if you will.
Right.
Give it a week for everyone to see it. We're not doing any, back and forth. It's just present us your best offer. We'll go through and pick the best one that works for us.
This is why we love having you on, RogerDaly. You always give us great info. I really appreciate your time.
I try.
Stay with us. Stay with us. There's more to come on Girl Talk.